Hello, I'd like to introduce you to the ePlantLIBRA database. I'll show you the structure, the function, and show you how to carry out your own searches and reports. It's an internet-based database which contains quality evaluated scientific information from peer-reviewed publications, and it covers the composition and biological effects, both beneficial and adverse, of plant food supplements, botanicals and also food plants. The first thing you'll need to know is to access the ePlantLIBRA database you need your unique username and password, and in order to do this, if you don't already have your own login details, please contact secretariat@eurofear.org. The ePlantLIBRA database contains numerous bits of information on the adverse effects, beneficial effects and compositional data of the bioactives in plant food supplements. This has all been retrieved from peer-reviewed publications and quality evaluated, and I shall show you how we add this data and how you can search for this data within the database. We also have additional information on the contaminants that may occur in plant food supplements or their botanical ingredients, information on compound classes, botanical information, and everything is linked to the bibliographic information. So we have three main ways of searching. We can search for composition data, beneficial data, or adverse effects data. This is on humans. So the first thing I'm going to search for is for the compositional data. The user can click here or on the left-hand side of the screen. This will open a whole new page, which is the reporting page, and the user will choose the information they wish to see. This is what the reports page looks like. Here a user can select information on the composition of plant food supplements or plants or any combination. You can see here we have 30,000 data points within the database on composition of bioactive compounds. So I shall carry out a single search now for you. So I'm assuming I'm a user who wishes to know the bioactive compounds in St. John's wort. The first thing that will happen if I select a plant is a plant list will open. Here I can choose by scientific name or different languages or just part of a name. So I'm a user and I wish to know the bioactive composition of St. John's wort, but I don't know the Latin name and I don't know how to spell it. So I can just select a few letters of the name and ask the database to find me the information. Here it's giving me two plants with wort in the name. If I want to know a little bit more, I can click on the question mark, which will take me to further information on the plant and a picture. I'll show you that later. I select this plant and it will be added into the search options. I can add further info choices by selecting particular compounds should I be interested, or particular compound classes. So here is a list of the compounds that occur. I could select one of those, or in this case I would think I would wish to see all of the compounds. So the next stage is to add the output fields. The output fields are the information that's obtained by the people who have entered the data into the database. These are quality trained people who understand reading peer-reviewed publications, and they collect about 42 bits of information from a peer-reviewed publication for each data point, covering sampling, analytical method, information about the plant. So these output fields are the information that they have retrieved from the peer-reviewed publications. Automatically the database has selected a certain creation of output fields, so that assuming that the user would wish to see the plant, the compound, the levels and the cultivar. I can choose additional output fields by clicking here, and all these fields are the ones that the evaluator has included. So I can also include, I would like to know more about the plant itself. I've now selected what I wish to see on St John's wort, and I can view the report. The report appears as an Excel type document. I can actually export it to Excel for further manipulation of the data. You can see here that the list is by compound name. Should you export it to Excel, you can choose it in any order you wish. Wherever there's a light grey colour, it means there's a further link to additional information. So here, if I choose this column, it's the reference number. Each reference has a unique reference number, and I can click to find further information about the reference. Click again, and it will show me the PDF or the abstract of the information, where the information came from. So this is a single export for a single plant. I could choose alternatives, plants and foods as required. I can save this search to come back later. I can save it as a default once I've added maybe new fields. And I can use saved searches. So for example, here in the saved search field, ginkgo products, already saved in the database. 313 bits of information on the composition of ginkgo products. If I review the report here, that's already been created, you can see information on the generic food name of the ginkgo product, the commercial name if it's available, and the compound and the levels. So again, this is another search that's been carried out in the composition section of ePlantLIBRA. So this contains the 188 data points on bioactive composition in St John's wort. The plant name, scientific name, compound, the levels. You can see here that ePlantLIBRA does not aggregate the data. It's up to the user to choose the information that they find most relevant or aggregate the data themselves. And in order to do this, this information can be directly exported to Excel. This data has come from many different references. Each reference has its unique number. Should I click reference here, these are the references that are used in order to collect the information. This can be downloaded immediately to EndNote program. Within this report, you can see that there are unique numbers. Each individual piece of information in ePlantLIBRA database is stored separately. So if I click solely on one of these, for example, this, I'm interested in this level of quercetin, this will open the individual input form for that one data point, which has been collected by the evaluator who's added the data. So that's information on the plant, where the plant was grown, how it was grown, any information on processing of the plant. Then we collect information on sampling. You can see here that in this reference there's not a lot of data available in how the sample was created. Then we move on to analytical method and extraction and preparation, and finally information on the quality. The quality is determined on the plant description, the processing, the sample plan, analytical method and analytical performance. Similarly, on the output field, whenever you see grey, there is a link to additional information. So for plant name, I can click on and it will give me further information on St John's wort, including scientific name, a picture, the plants of the plant used, further additional links, and also links to the GRIN database. To search for beneficial bioeffects data, click here and it will take you to a search screen. There are 931 bits of information in the ePlantLIBRA database on the beneficial bioeffects of compounds contained in plant food supplements and plant food supplements themselves and botanicals. For speed, I shall show you a saved search. I have chosen to select green tea dietary supplement. There are 7 data points. I could also choose to collect information on tea and green tea, or specifies particular compound classes or compound names. In the beneficial report, works the same as the composition, where a selection of output fields is available. These have been added by the database experts who have added the information from peer-reviewed publications. So in this case, there's information on the test material, the gender, the strain, how the in vivo experiment was carried out, the results, the adverse effects levels, any ADIs, the study design. Users can select any of these. I have chosen information on the study subjects, the author of the publication, information on the plant, the compounds, should it be mentioned, and the experimental outcome. Viewing a report similarly appears as an Excel document. Here you can see the experimental outcome of cyclists and green tea supplement. The user of the database can click on the unique codes in order to find further information. So I click here. This will take you to further information on this part of the database, beneficial effects of green tea dietary supplements, where they have carried out research on male adult smokers and the experimental outcome. Again, we include full quality assessment covering study design, subject, test material, conduction of study and methodology. Moving on to the final section of the database is the adverse effects. This is quality assessed data from case studies linked to adverse effects. In this case, I have chosen to search for adverse effects of ginkgo products, and we have 33 data points on adverse effects. I'm choosing in my report section to find the main clinical effects, the outcome, the causality assessment, and any conclusions. Viewing the report, information is provided on the amount of ingestion, the causality assessment, and any conclusions. Again, this can be exported to Excel, all references downloadable and printable. Additionally to these quality assessed information from peer review publications, we have another class of data we can retrieve, and that is the contaminants. These are the contaminants and residues that may occur in the plants, and this data has come from the Monica database system. So here we have the plants that are linked to residue and contaminant information, and I can choose any one of these to find further information. To carry on from where I was before, I can choose ginkgo or ginseng. I should choose ginseng. Clicking here, this is the information from the Monica Association. Information on pesticides and also information on any issues. I can also search for additional information on plant food supplements that we've included within the ePlantLIBRA database. Here, using a saved search that's already been set up, I'd like to know more information about black cohosh, aloe, licorice, and I'd like to know information about any contraindications or what they claimed for. A report again is produced that can be exported to Excel and printed. We have links here for further information on have additional information within ePlantLIBRA to help the user. There are occasions when you have saved your Excel document and you find a piece of information that particularly you'd like to go back to. Well, rather than have to go back to the original search you carried out, it is possible to find information again using the unique code numbers that are already included in the database. So for example, if I enter a unique ID that's in my Excel that I've saved, I can immediately go to that input form and find out maybe more information to find out if it was a higher or a lower concentration than was expected. So this was mandarins from Corsica. Additionally, every reference in the database has its unique number. We can find that by entering the number here, or you can search the database by reference author if you wanted to know if we'd included a particular reference. There are occasions where users of the database are not experts in botanicals or in the compounds we included. In this case, together with the plant section of the database, we have data and information on compound classes. So we have text and links to help the user understand more about the compound classes that are included within the database, and this will exist as a Word type document. So that's anthocyanins. Searching for information on plant food supplements, although we have included data from peer-reviewed publications, we also accept that there is information on grey literature that is of use to people who are accessing this database. So we have related databases and books with links so that the user can find these, which includes for example, the EFSA compendium. That was a very short introduction to the ePlantLIBRA database. Should you have any inquiries, any interest in the database, if you have any questions, please do contact us at secretariat@eurofert.org. Thank you.